back to the YouTube channel of Pro Enzo Vids, and this afternoon is my thoughts on the Gold Coast Titans right now, and basically talking about the situation the Gold Coast Titans have found themselves in right now. Right now the Titans are in a tough spot. Been trying some games, I feel like, but they haven't been really winning games, and that's the whole issue at the moment. I think Gold Coast are like 3 from 8 so far this season, so it's not really ideal where they are right now. So yeah, it's not good for the Gold Coast Titans at all. And, I feel like they haven't made much progress with Des Hasler as their coach now. You can't always completely blame the coach, obviously, but I feel like there's always going to be a criticism of the coach as well, especially when he's the guy that has to get his boys motivated to play well. But it's also the players that need to work on themselves as well. But I used to do these videos all the time, basically talk about, clubs that are struggling around this time of the year and just sort of talk about what they need to do to be better and fix themselves up. So here we are. That's sort of channel concepts back on the channel, so that's good. But as always, though, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and help my goal of 5,400 subscribers happen. Guys, we are so close. Like, I was hoping to crack that goal in May, but I guess June it is. Yeah, so hopefully I get there very soon. About 15 subs away from 5,400 subs. But anyway, here we go. The Gold Coast Titans, what do they have to fix? There's no denying that their squad's really good on paper. Like, you got Tino, Fodawaker, 2 Origin players for Queensland, and both for Moore as well, who made his debut for Queensland last Wednesday. You've got a lot of great, fast young players too, like Keanu Kinney, who's re-signed until 2031. Great call by the Titans there. You've got Lofiana Khan Pereira, you've got Brian Kelly, who's still pretty solid, I feel like. Philip Sami, who's now a considered experienced back for them now. So the Titans have the right core of players, I feel like, but could it just be a issue of depth maybe and a bit of another coaching issue? I don't know. I mean, for me, Gold Coast with their forward pack should be close to the top 8 right now, in all honesty, but they're not. They're languishing around the bottom of the ladder. I think they're last right now, actually, so really not a good look for Des and the team. But yeah, I think the main thing they've got to fix is basically positional-wise. I feel like they need to sort something out because, their best team should consist of David Fifita. And I feel like David Fifita has been very, part of it's his fault as well because Fifita should be a premier back rower in the game right now and should be exactly where Payne Haas is considered right now, I think, put it that way. But he's not in that category now and he should be, but unfortunately hasn't lived up to that expectation of being a premier forward in the game. Maybe Des and him have had a falling out, I don't know, but yeah, certainly a bit of an issue with who Titans have in their team and whatever. Like, I don't know, Tino should be their lock, I feel like, not Chris Randall. I don't think Chris Randall's the guy that can make Titans a better team when he's starting. I think Tino has to be that lock since he's a big enough mobile forward that can play and ball play as well in the middle. I think Fodawaker's an out-and-out prop. RCG's been okay, but Regan Campbell-Gillard's really fallen off the cliff, I feel like. He doesn't look like the same player anymore. So, I don't know. I think there has to be a small rebuild with like the team they've got. I mean, there's some players that they should continue to build around. Like I said, I think players like Tino, Fermor, Fodawaker. You could even throw in like someone like Jane Campbell as well and AJ Brimson, but then again, there's an issue with those guys that I'll get into a discussion about next. But yeah, I think Titans need to really figure out what their best team is on paper because it feels like every week they're just trying to chop and change with certain players in the team, and it's not really good to see. So again, no consistency in what they've got in that team right now. And I know Des is frustrated because they keep losing and he's got to change things up, but it's clear as day that, what he's trying to implement isn't working, and that's the tough part about knowing why that's the case. But yeah, a lot of things go into that. But yeah, I think Titans might need to go for a minor rebuild. Whether Des is part of that rebuild for 2026, I don't know. But yeah, they have to go through some sort of rebuild because some players in that team obviously don't deserve to be there, and yeah, it's really not a good look for the Gold Coast considering how much talent they do have. Now, the second issue about the Gold Coast Titans is that they don't have a consistent halves pairing either. Now, I love Kieran Foran. Kieran Foran's obviously a great player who's been around for a long time now. Manly great, and obviously done some alright things at the Titans so far, I feel like, but I don't know. I think Kieran Foran's best days are behind him. He's still a great leader, and that's the thing about Titans is that they really rely on Foran a lot, even though Foran's half the time injured and not really with the pace of the game anymore. And that's the issue right there. I think Foran's as good as he is. He's not what will take Gold Coast to the next level. I feel like he's just serviceable for now. I reckon Foran is. And yeah, that's the thing. Like, what's their best halves pairing? Could it be Foran Campbell or Foran Brimson or Brimson 6, 4 and 7 or Campbell 6, 4 and 7? Like, you don't know. There's Tom Weaver as well, but Tom Weaver, from what I've seen, is still developing as a halve and he's still very young. So I think it's best to give Tom Weaver time to just develop as a player. But I don't know. Like, what's the best option for Gold Coast? That's what I don't know. So I feel like I've seen the Titans seen Des start Foran off the bench as a jersey 14, which I think is not a bad call. But can Foran's body really handle about 30 minutes of work in the middle? Like, I don't think so. Not for a long period of time anyway, with his body and age and him getting older. So, I mean, look, they've got Foran for the rest of the year, but I think he's off contract soon now. I'm not too sure. I think he is. But, look, if I was Gold Coast, I wouldn't re-sign him. Surely Foran's about to retire anyway. I wouldn't be shocked if Foran plays on, but what more does he have left to prove? Like, I don't think he's going to get any better with what he is right now currently. Like, I can't see Foran just developing his game even more. He's already the player we all know he is, a very tough, gritty player who likes going deep on the line, but just his injuries and his body probably not being, I guess, always reliable for him. That's obviously a tough part he can't control, but yeah, it's obviously unfortunate for someone like Foran who's so dedicated to the game and what he does, but yeah, look, I think Gold Coast need to figure out what their best halves pairing really is, though, because I don't know. I don't see Campbell or Brimson being a leader in that team in the halves. Neither do I with Foran currently right now, but that's the only best option because he's experienced, right? But there's not many good experienced sevens out there, but if Gold Coast was smart, they need to recruit a really good proven seven, I think. Like, Toby Sexton could leave the Bulldogs soon just because of Lachlan Galvin's signing. So if Gold Coast want someone like Sexton, who's been the main part of the reason why Dogs are first, and they should get him back, I reckon. But depends what Gold Coast want to do. If they go for a veteran seven or go for someone like Toby Sexton. Yeah, if it was up to me, I'd go for a veteran seven, to be honest. That's still playing fairly good footy, but not quite near retirement age and whatever. But depends who's actually available out there. So that's who's available right there. So pretty much right there, that's who's available from this year. Look, obviously the Gold Coast could benefit with someone like T. Murray Martin or Cody Walker if they throw anything at him, but I doubt he'll go and leave the Rabbitohs. This year probably won't go there. Jackson Hastings, I can see him being a decent fit there. Toby Sexton, don't think Reynolds will go there either. But yeah, look, not great options on the market right now, but I think they got to try and target an experienced seven, like I've been saying. Des Hasler. Now, look, I always will respect Des because of what he did for Manly and what kind of coach he is. He obviously brought us 2 premierships and multiple as a player as well. But I hate to say it, Hasler's done. I think he's completely done right now, okay? I don't believe Des is the coach he once was. The game has completely flown by him now. The whole way the game operates now has not sat well with him, and he's not the same coach as he was about, I'd say, between 8 to 10 years ago, okay? He's definitely gone downhill since being, a head coach again, I think. Just like, I think he still does good things, like he still, gets Titans playing all right footy. Like, I think he's still a great motivator. The team still plays well for him occasionally, but it's not consistent. And yeah, I don't know if Des is the right man to just lead Titans forward. And I don't see Des as a rebuilding coach, to be honest. Like, Des doesn't strike me as a guy that would rebuild a roster. That's not him, unfortunately. So, I don't know. Gold Coast just have to start fresh, I think, and find a coach that, can bring something to the table more modern game wise, where I don't think Des is up to standards with the modern game right now. He's too old school, using old tactics that just don't threaten opposition anymore. I'm sure the players love Des. Like, obviously, Des is a great mate to the players and has good relationships with the players, as I know of anyway. But yeah, it's just about footy. Like, I don't think footy. is all working well for Des right now as a coach. He just, yeah, I don't know. Honestly, might sound disrespectful, but I think Des Hasler reminds me of Anthony Griffin right now. Just not with the program of the game, and just doesn't have the edge that he used to have, and unfortunately that reflects in the team's results. So yeah, I don't think Des is the man going forward. But if he was to be the man going forward, then I think either way, Titans need to go for a rebuild phase, because what else can Gold Coast do? They've already got a great, solid team there, but missing some I guess names like a good half, maybe a couple of good outside backs too to complement Khan Pereira and Keanu Kinney and all them. But yeah, I just think Des hasn't really done anything enough to improve the Titans. Titans, like even last year in 2024, Des' first year as a Titans coach, like even they didn't start very well at all. Their first win of the year wasn't until like Anzac round 7, round 8. So, I mean, and like Titans right now are what, 3 from 8? It's just no improvement. Like, it's how long do you give the coach time to improve that roster? I mean, even before Des came, like, I don't think Justin Holbrook started at all that bad with the Titans roster at the start of 2023, 2022 at all. I think he actually did a better job than Des, so that's saying something. So, yeah, I don't know. It's up to the Titans management to decide whether Des is the man going forward or whatever, but yeah, I don't know. I don't believe he is, so I think Titans have to look at better options going forward, in my honest opinion. And one last thing about the Gold Coast Titans, I think the Titans have to fix their culture, because what do the Titans even represent? When you think of someone like Storm, you think of Billy Slater, Cooper Cronk, Cameron Smith, Rabbitohs, G.I., Sam Burgess, Burgess Brothers, Alex Johnson, all these players have done great things for the club. Likewise with teams like the Panthers, they've already got Luai, Cleary, Edwards have all left a legacy there, even though they're still playing. So, I mean, like, who do the Titans really have? I mean, Scott Prince was a solid player for them, but wasn't really much of a Titan in his time there. More of a Tiger, he'll be known as. That's the thing. Gold Coast don't really have a good representation of what the club actually was built on. They don't have an identity at all. And that's the thing. Like, Gold Coast have not, made consecutive finals ever, I don't believe. And since their induction into the competitions in 2007, they've only made finals twice, I think. That was 2010 and 2021, I believe, and 2016, or 3 times, 2016 and 2021. So, making finals 3 times out of what, 18 years? Because it doesn't look like they're going to make finals this year. It's not good at all. It's really concerning. And I think, they just need to just have a real mindset shift in what their culture really is. Because I feel like the Titans have always been known as a buying club. They just buy players for the sake of it and don't really have a plan in place to get players playing to their potential. Just all that buying talent that have potential but don't actually live up to what they're supposed to do at the club. And yeah, I think Gold Coast, unfortunately, known as like a vacation club. Like, I think players go there for a good paycheck and just enjoy their pay they get in the Gold Coast, in a very nice city in Queensland. So that's what I mean. They're going to try and fix their culture and try and build their team on standards and values and what it means to be a Titan. I mean, there's not much to actually say right now about what it means to be a Titan, because there's nothing that actually has any benefit to saying, oh, I'm a Titan, this is what it means to me right now. So that's what I mean. They're going to really try and build a culture and build something that actually has good representation of what they're trying to build and be as a club. And, see, I actually recall this as well. When they released their new logo in late 2021, their new logo they got right now, I do recall the CEO saying we're going to win 2 comps by the end of this decade or something. So is the NRLW team. And so far right now, it's not living up to expectations. So it's really not a good look for the Titans management. So, yeah, they're going to try and fix something there. Like, their front board obviously seems to be pretty wealthy, but, the Frizzels and Steve Mitchell, I don't know if they're the right ones that can get a Titans team motivated and do the right things there. But it's not so much their issue. I feel like it's more of the coaching issue, and probably just also the uneven stuff in their squad and how the team lines up. But, yeah, I think Titans just need to fix their culture, fix what they're made of, and let's see if they can do that, because, they're really not a team built on values and built on anything. Like, like Penrith Bulldogs are, really built on values and building trust within a connection that they've got in the group, where Thailand, I don't believe, have any of that. So we'll see. We'll see how Gold Coast go in the nearby future, but that's what they have to fix, in my opinion. But what did you make of this video? Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and have a good rest of your night. Share around.